Welcome to CRE Radio and TV. I'm your host, Howard Klein. Today's show is an interview with Linda Day Harrison, the founder of The Broker List. This very well could be my best interview ever. And I've got to tell you, the interview wasn't good because of me. It was strictly because Linda was really good, and I was smart enough to keep my mouth shut during most of the interview. So enjoy.
What I've learned is so eye-opening and so profound because I had no idea what I was getting into when I started. I just came up with this concept that I believe that there should be a central place where all of our profiles and all of our people, for lack of a better word, have a place to find each other. That was it. And when I started it, my thought was, I know that every day we are getting knocked on the door by people wanting to sell us products and services, which is constant, whatever it is, and that it would be a win-win for those people to want to be part of something that is paid for by them through their advertising and lets our members have a free tool. So in my mind, I thought that's a no-brainer, but it's so hard and it's not easy. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. Why don't we talk about this? First, what is it that you've learned?
Well, I've learned that, obviously, as you said earlier, not everybody has money. So that's a big hurdle. And then everybody is, leery of it. They're hesitant. They're not comfortable with the online marketing. They don't understand it. They don't get it. So it's like if I say to them, you have unlimited blogging on our site, they don't even know what that means. Or we help you with Twitter, or we do this, or we repost your stuff, or we help promote you, or when you have an event or you have a press release, we will publish it. They don't know what that means or even value it. And so that's what's hard. It's hard to really explain to people how much exposure they get, because it's not limited to 2,500 people that are currently on the broker list, where maybe in 3 months there's going to be 5,000, and in 7 months there's going to be 7,000. It's a growing list, so it's really difficult, and they don't see that.
So what do you think is necessary to get people to see that?
Well, I think it's time, and I think it's also people understanding how today's marketing works. And you had made a comment earlier that I was just wanted to answer your question so bad you didn't even ask me the question, but you talked about the event you attended with Alan. And you said that they had said something about, will I make money with social media? That question is the biggest pet peeve of mine in the universe, because this is how I look at it. We never had social media is not what you think it is. In other words, social media is basically now the ability to connect with people, period. So if somebody sits there in a room and says, I'm in business, I don't care what business you're in. Do I need social media? Okay, that's the most insane question I ever heard. Because basically it's meeting people. It's networking. Do you need it in business? Absolutely. I mean, it's not even a question. I mean, to me, if someone says that to me, it makes me even more so understand people don't understand how things have changed. It's not social media like it's this extra thing that is optional. It's not extra. It's basically how you meet people, how you network, and how you give your company or whatever it is you do, a person, if you're a broker, or a leasing agent or a building or whatever, exposure.
You couldn't be more correct, which is what we talked about when I spoke earlier in the week. I said, look, you're in a room of 40 people. When you're in this room, you schmooze with each other. You say hello, you get to know each other, you start developing some sort of a sense of trust. Yeah, you do a little advertising because you have various rate sheets and you have your flyers and you hand that out. But basically, you're pressing the flesh with 40 people.
Right.
Think of social media as doing exactly the same thing, no different, except you're doing it with tens of thousands of people.
Well, I would have to say it probably was 3 years ago. Someone asked me, "Oh, social media." I said, "It's please get rid of that term. I hate that term because it's a turnoff." For some reason, people think social, fun, goofing off, not serious, not big business. To me, it's basically virtual networking in essence. It's not really social media, and I don't care who it is. I can't stand when people say this. Oh, well, if you use social media, it has to just be, oh, you must be social and it's just for social. And I'm like, okay, really? Yeah, really. Okay, so these big corporations, you really think that they're out there trying to be social? They're not trying to be social, they're trying to sell a product. So, I mean, they're out there because they want exposure. They want awareness of their product or service, and commercial real estate is no different. We've never had to market ourselves before. There was no marketing for people back in the day. Brokers, leasing agents, managers, buildings, they had brochures, postcards, listings, and you mentioned this, signs, and listings and directories. That was marketing. Then there was a little bit more. Oh, a press release. Oh my gosh, that was huge. If you did a significant deal, you were the hero of the company and they might do a press release. That was it. There was nothing else. If there was, please tell me what it was because I don't know what it was. It was literally, or maybe you go to a trade show. Okay, that was it. So now there's this new medium that is this huge thing that touches everybody. And we don't know what to do with it. It's like we don't have a clue. We really, really don't. And so people say social, social, social. And I want to scream because it spoils it almost. It's like this is an opportunity to meet more people, get more exposure, and make people aware of what you do. You tiny little grain of sand in the universe have an opportunity, and in many cases for no cost. And I say this carefully, cost meaning you don't have to go buy a platform. The platform's there, you can plug yourself in. That's what I mean by no cost, but there is labor because it's time.
I don't know what to say. You said it so well.